Satyajit Ray is best known for his work in cinema, but he was also a pioneer of Bengali science fiction. In his short story, Bonku'S Babu's Friend, Ray uses a first-contact alien encounter to examine human cruelty and personal dignity in a small village. For 22 years, Bonku Bihari Dutta has taught geography and Bengali at the Kankwagachi Village Primary School. He is a patient and calm teacher, often described as sheepish or timid. In your exam, you can use the Hindi terms dabu or shant to describe this non-confrontational baseline. Every year, his students follow a tradition of teasing him. They draw caricatures on the blackboard, put glue on his chair, and on the night of Kali Puja, they even set off a chasing rocket right behind him. Bonku'S Babu endures these acts silently, clearing his throat and only saying, "Shame on you, boys." But the classroom is only half the story. On weekends, Bonku'S Babu attends the local adda at the house of Shripati Majumdar, a village lawyer. Here, grown men like Nidu Babu and Chandi Babu treat him as a butt of ridicule. They mock his opinions and dismiss his knowledge, viewing his presence as necessary only for their own amusement. Bonku'S Babu's existence is defined by this silent endurance. He is trapped in a toxic cycle of humiliation, and for 22 years, he has found no way to break it. His environment is so fixed in its cruelty that it requires an extraordinary external intervention to change his perspective. Before that change occurs, the story highlights the peak of the human bullying. During a discussion about ghosts, Bonku'S Babu claims he isn't afraid, which his associates take as an invitation to play a cruel prank. As he walks home, a figure smeared in black ink leaps from a tree onto his back. This is an apparition, the vocabulary word for a ghost, and the experience leaves him physically injured and emotionally distressed. There is a difference between the pranks of schoolchildren and the behavior of the adda regulars. While the students follow a misguided tradition, men like Shripati and Nidu Babu are actively malicious. Their bullying is calculated to strip Bonku'S Babu of his self-respect. This ghost prank proves that Bonku's human social circle is entirely broken. By showing that his supposed friends are his primary tormentors, the narrative prepares him to find true companionship in a creature that isn't even human. The setting shifts to Pancha Ghosha's bamboo grove, where Bonku'S Babu sees a glowing pink light and a translucent spaceship resembling a giant glass bowl. From the ship emerges an alien named Eng. Pay close attention to these descriptive details for extract-based questions. Eng has a head like a smooth ball, tiny holes instead of ears, 2 holes for a nose, and a gaping hole for a mouth. He wears a shiny pink outfit and has bright, yellow, round eyes. Eng is a far superior being than man. He is 833 years old, comes from the planet Cranius, and has visited 25 different planets. While Bonku'S Babu struggles to list 2.5 languages, Eng knows 14,000. Eng doesn't use his superiority to mock Bonku'S Babu. Instead, he recognizes Bonku as a good man and offers a piece of vital advice. You must always speak up against injustice and protest if anyone hurts or insults you without provocation. It takes an alien visitor from a distant planet to acknowledge Bonku's worth, while the neighbors who have known him for decades only see a target for ridicule. Let's check your memory for the exam. Pause the video and recall Eng's stats: planet, age, and number of languages. The answers are Cranius, 833 years old, and 14,000 languages. Eng acts as an objective mirror. Because a creature of such vast intelligence validates Bonku'S Babu's character, identifying his meekness as his only major fault, Bonku begins to see his tormentors as insignificant. This shift in perspectives is what enables his upcoming defiance. The next day, Bonku returns to Shripati's house. He isn't walking with his usual timid slouch. The text describes a spring in every step. He enters the room, shocking the group. He immediately retaliates against Nidu Babu, who called him Bunkum for years. Bonku replies, "If you call me Bunkum, I shall call you Nitwit, and you must learn to live with that." He uses Nidu's tactic to strip the bully's power. He then addresses Shripati Majumdar. He defines Shripati's associates as sycophants, or chamchas, people who flatter him insincerely. Bonku sarcastically suggests he can send his cat to Shripati, as the cat would be better at licking feet than he is. After telling them about his meeting with Ung, Bonku slaps Bhairav Chakrabarti on the back so hard he chokes. He makes a bold exit, leaving the room in stunned silence. Even Ram Kanai is so shocked that he drops and shatters his teacup. Bonku didn't need alien weapons to defeat his bullies. He used his own words, driven by the realization of self-worth that Ung helped him recognize. He transformed from a victim of a toxic tradition into a man who stood up for his own rights. To prepare for your ICSE answers, focus on these 3 pillars. First, the theme of bullying versus self-respect. Compare Bonku's 22 years of silence with his final act of speaking up against injustice. Second, the theme of true friendship. Contrast Sripati's insincere, mocking relationship with Ung's supportive and honest guidance. Finally, use the key vocabulary. Describe the ghost as an apparition, the flatterers as sycophants, and Bonku's initial reaction to Ung as skeptical. Using these specific terms will show the examiner you have mastered the text. Understanding Bonku'S Babu's friend is about seeing how empathy and respect can empower an individual. With these themes and facts, you're now ready to tackle any question on this chapter.